So I was getting ready to do some filming in my game room for another video unrelated to this one. And I realized that I had made a slight change to the handheld collection and didn't record it. As you can see, I have a third set of shelves for my games. The Game Gear games now have their own dedicated shelf storage system there, as well as just a dedicated area altogether. But when I looked at it even further, I realized that I don't like having the Game Boy Advance games next to the PSP games, but I also don't really have a choice. I don't really have any spot to put them on these shelves anymore. Until I realized that these mini consoles don't really fit in with the rest of us, especially since I've got the DS stuff there. Now, if I had extra shelf space for the DS stuff, I'd move it over, and it'd be, a little more harmonious. But even then, it's very cramped, and I really won't be able to add much else to it going forward. But again, because I don't have space anywhere, all of the shelving is full. Ignore these lights, they're just there for a little bit extra lighting in here. But I got to thinking that these mini consoles, like I said, don't belong here. But where do I put them? And I kind of got an idea when I saw the boxes for them, that I have kind of boxes all over the place that don't really need to be on display, like the Wii U box, the controller boxes. They definitely don't need to be on display. And as nice as the box is for the Mega SG, it's also really boring and probably the most out of place out of all of them. So what I'm probably going to end up doing is putting these away into some sort of storage and moving the mini consoles here. I was going to put them in my closet here, but as you can see, it is a complete and utter mess in here, and just utter chaos. Complete and utter mess and chaos, and I have a bunch of junk that I don't need in here really. But I do have this empty cubby up there that I'm not using at all, so most of this will be moved up there, and I'll put a lot of this stuff here in here for easier access. I mean, if I ever do a video on the Wii U, I might want to have a prop in the background. I'm probably almost never going to have one of the Hyperkin boxes on display or anything like that. And some of the other things that I don't necessarily need all the time, like that box there is left over, LED strip lighting. I've got some of these shelving here that I'm not going to use anytime soon, although I will have to try to find a use for them at some point, as again, I'm running out of room, and just other stuff that I don't necessarily need access to quickly. Yeah, it is a pain to get up here without a ladder. So that's kind of why I wanted to just put stuff here that I'm going to want to grab maybe for a quick video and what have you. And long-term stuff will just go up in the upper cubby. So I'm probably going to go ahead and do that now before I film anything else, because it's just bothering me. Maybe it's my OCD, maybe it's something else, I don't know. So I'm going to go ahead and rearrange some things, and hopefully when this video comes back, you'll see what I came up with. So, a little bit of an update. I've got these shelves cleared off at least. Haven't done anything with the Rock Band stuff because of the fact that I just don't have any other place to put it. And for the drums, that's probably the best spot. Kind of got the guitars just here on top of it instead of this old shelving unit that I have, that I took the actual shelves out, wrapped them in white contact paper, and used them here and one of these other shelves, I forget where. I do have, again, those shelves there, but they need to be cut down to size, and I just never got around to it. These are kind of short. I might not be able to fit what I need to in here, but I do have a longer one in another closet I'm not using, with an arm that I can always maybe put up there and give me a little bit extra shelf space. We'll see. Cleaning supplies and stuff I just shoved down there for now because I have nowhere else to put it. Also found some stuff that I may need to show off in a future video because I forgot that I had them. But I'm going to go ahead and, before I actually say that there's everything up there. There's plenty of room up there. In fact, I could probably add a shelf there, like a floating shelf. I think the space in there is like maybe 4 feet wide, give or take, and probably about 2 feet in height and depth. So I'll put a shelf in there, and that way I can have even more space for long-term storage stuff. Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead now and move some of this stuff out of there, put them in here, and anything that doesn't necessarily belong here, I can just shove back up there because I guess I've got plenty of room, so. Okay, and now for the somewhat final reveal. As you can see, I freed up enough space there by moving all the PSP stuff to that shelf. Of course, that shelf was now empty and I didn't have anything to put on there, but if I had removed it, well, underneath are LED lights. That would have been fully exposed and it would have been just bad looking from a lighting standpoint, so I just shoved the DSs under there. Kept the amiibos down there for now. But I do like the fact that I have more room now to add to the collection and all that, so it worked out for me. And I was able to tidy this area up a little bit here and here, so that works too. And I forgot that that dude was in there, as you saw earlier, so he's going to be on display now. I have to clean that shelf up. I just don't have any more room for the boxed games, the way everything is set up. I'll figure something out. And then of course here, as you can see, I moved the little knickknacks to the top shelf and all of the mini consoles are down here now. And if I want to, here, let's reset that. It's not super bright. I think the batteries are going bad. I just grabbed some random AAAs that I found in a drawer somewhere. But as you can see, there's a little bit of lighting there. Those are not going to be permanent. In fact, those suction cups don't really suction very well. So, but I do like the look overall. I think it's a lot cleaner of a look. So, and now we'll take a look inside the closet. So I moved the box for Sonic Mania in here, as well as the PlayStation box and the Wii. I guess that's a little bit more tidier, but I still don't have room for some of these things, so I just have to make do with what I've got. Oh, I did swap out the Wii U box up there, so because I originally was going to take them both out, but then there was just too much free space. I just didn't like the way it looked, so there's that. Yeah, like I said, just kind of like a mini game room update. Nothing major. So, oh, I almost forgot. I was going to put this away, and I realized that there's still a controller in here because I did not do a review on this thing yet. That'll be coming at some point in the future. As well as finding this in the closet when I was cleaning. I had bought a bunch of Atari game manuals, including the owner's manual for the original Woody. I don't remember if this was the Heavy Sixer or if it's... No, I think it is the Heavy Sixer. So I have that. That's neat. And a bunch of other manuals too. I'll probably go over these in a video at some point. And then I forgot that I had this box of Atari games that either need new labels because they're completely just mucked up or destroyed or covered in stuff, typically going to be mold and things like that. Some of these just need to be glued back on. This one had something spilled inside of the game itself, so I'm probably going to have to give it a more thorough cleaning. This one I don't have a label on it, but you can kind of see the darkness around the Asteroids logo, and this is missing the bottom label altogether. Now, I know some people are going to say don't replace them, they're not original anymore. But I mean, do you really want this on a shelf? Well, do you really want this displayed on a shelf with ripped label and mold and everything on there? Because I don't. I mean, I would make sure that if I ever do sell them, that I tell the buyer that they're reprinted labels. Well, except for these, because these here, Again, those need to be glued back on, so I'll find some sort of good adhesive for that. That's it. If you guys have any ideas or suggestions or anything, let me know. Otherwise, thanks all, and I'll catch you later.